Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kelly in your next learn a moment. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kelly. I used to be a teacher in the toughest classrooms in the worst neighborhoods with the most difficult students. And what I learned there changed everything I thought I knew about content creation and delivery. Over the past 25 years, I've taught thousands of students, both in person and online. And what I can tell you is that effective online engagement is the hardest thing you'll ever do without guidance. So I've dedicated this channel to showing people exactly how to capture attention, hold engagement, and create transformation. Every single part of it. I love learning, I love teaching and making an impact, and that's all you're gonna find right here. I just wanted to record this one before I grab my girls and we're gonna go off and spend the day together. But hey, this is the question that I had for you, so I want you to actually write this down because this one's really important. And if you could give me any feedback, it'd be great. But let me ask you like this ridiculously important question. I woke up this morning, I'm like, I need to know this. What is the best course you've ever taken? The thing that transformed your life. You went into it being person A and you came out like person X and you were just like, boom, this is me world, look out. What is that course? Do you know, like, can you just like, and this is one of those speed things. I don't want you to sit back and go, oh, let me think, let me ponder. No, I want to know because if you've been into a course like that, you know right now. You don't have to sit and ponder it. You know what was the best course you ever took. Write it down. Got it in your head. Okay, now, question number 2, why? Why was it the best course? Did you already have information about that subject matter before you went into it? Did you like play full out? Were you totally 1,000,000% actively in it? Was it a ridiculous, bonkers, insanely charismatic presenter? Did he like knock your socks off? Like you literally came out without socks on because you were that blown away by his material? Did you meet someone? Like, I want to know the details on this, and you should know the details too. Because it's really crucial when you're creating compelling and impactful information, like what impacted you. Now, what's important about this is why I went about this so far the way that I did is because A, as soon as I asked you that, if you've attended anything ever, you were thinking, what was that course? Like, have I ever really been impacted by a course? And immediately, the second that I got you to think in your own head, I switched it. I went from you sitting back going, entertain me, monkey, go ahead, to thinking. You're actively involved. You're like, God, I don't know, maybe I've never been to a course. Maybe I've never been to a course that totally transformed me. But if you have, you were thinking about it. And then I asked you like, why? And what I was trying to do and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you, when you're building these things, we need to get your people actively engaged, which means they need to lean forward in their chairs. They need to be actively thinking. You cannot just regurgitate, like dispense information on people and think it's gonna be consumed. Most people will put up a wall and it's just like, ooh, I'll let this little piece in and I'll let this little piece in. But the truth is, and this is the secret, when you start asking questions, and the name of this entire podcast, get this, is actually how powerful questions will completely transform your environment. And I didn't even lead with a normal intro, so I totally throw everything off for you guys, which is great because that's one of the things that totally, completely transforms the culture and the environment. Say, you know, I don't have a clue what that guy's gonna do. Maybe he's gonna be sitting there drinking coffee out of a big red cup, or maybe he's gonna be in a dress suit, maybe he's gonna be wearing an Oilers jersey, maybe he's gonna have a ton of questions for me. I don't know what's gonna go, but I know that when I come out of there, I'm gonna be slightly different, and that's the purpose behind every one of my podcasts, between every one of my information is I wanna shift. I want a different perspective. I want you actively engaged as much as I humanly can given this medium, and it's only gonna get better. I promise that. More on that to come. But, okay, so here we go. Let's look at that whole process on getting people actively moving towards you by you asking questions, because that's how we create the active learner. And then when I ask the second follow-up question, why were you so actively engaged? Why did that course? This is the kicker. This one here, the first one engages active thought, but the second one, the second question, which seems very innocuous in nature, but that's the question that's the killer. That's the one that you need to have in all of your content. There's a whole theory on the 7 layers of why. I strongly recommend you take a look at it. I may do a follow-up on it later. I think it's pretty cool stuff. But my point is, with continuing to probe why, is what we're actually doing is, we're getting to the root of things, which is really important. But more importantly than getting to the root of why things are the way they are, is what I want you to do, what I want your people to do, what I want you to be able to do with your people, is I want you to be able to connect. And we call it, in memory land, we call it neural linking. And I want you to be able to connect new information to old information. So what that means is, when we're starting to build out a program, build out we can call it curriculum, but it doesn't have to be all like esoteric or formalized. It can be just more informal, where we say, hey, what are we trying to do here with our staff meeting today? Oh, I know, we're going to do a new product information or in demo, or we're going to try to change the way that our front end manages new customer inquiries. Okay, so do you see the application of this is ridiculous? It's bonkers, because it can be anything from an entire course, an entire 40-hour certification, to a 1-hour staff meeting on handling new customer inquiries. And what we're gonna do is, you're gonna engage active thinking by starting with questions, getting people actively engaged. Then you're going to start to introduce information and neural link it, or link it to old information that's already there. And this is the bonus. This one is all for all the marbles, all the brownie points, everything. If you can take any new information and link it to somebody else's values or interests, you just hit the mother lode. Like, you hit a gold mine where that person will never forget that information, and they will be able to utilize and create new and innovative thought processes and information from the information that you provided them, which is ideally what we want with innovation. So guys, this is like, you want to talk about something that can change your world, change your culture, change your onboarding procedures immediately. It's asking quality, powerful questions. The more thought you put into the questions, the better the answers are going to come out. So take this, implement it. I would say right now, you want an action step? Coolest action step I could give you right now. I want you to stop whatever you're doing, pull over to the side of the road if you're driving, stop whatever you're doing, and I want you to write 3 of the best, most powerful questions you could ask someone that you're currently struggling with. Could you imagine that? Imagine having 3 questions that you could ask somebody that you're currently struggling with in your relationship that would stop, get them to think, process, and now they're active. They're not just going to respond. They're going to actually be actively engaged with you, and then start to process and come out the other side of and make it like not somebody that you've got like a 5-year World War IV history with, just somebody that you're got a little bit of an issue with, or somebody that you're going to be introducing some new information to, and get 3 questions that you think will get them actively involved, and then go out and try it. Let me know how it goes. I want to know. Maybe I can give you some feedback on how we can improve it and make it a little bit better. I'm Dr. Kelly, guys. We'll see you next week.